Yesterday, I went to Brasa and Pisco, one of my favorite Peruvian restaurants, because they have the deal on Sundays. It's two of their infamous rotisserie chickens with that great Peruvian seasoning, plus sides for $20. And you don't have to dine in or dine out. So we got ours to go, and we picked salads as one of the sides. I have a leftover salad to serve with this, and I'm going to show you a skillet rotisserie chicken pot pie. It's delicious, and I'm going to use sweet potato biscuits as a different topping. Of course, you can use your standard pie crust if you want. Just make sure if you're using the frozen type, you want to get the deep dish, because this is a really hearty dish. It's going to fill up. But I'm going to use some pans that I have. They're those good iron cast, and you can either make it individual or a big cast full and just put it in the center of the table. Either way, stay with me throughout the hour as I bring you the fall flavors, even though it's still a little warm out there, of beautiful chicken pot pie skillet style. So let's get right in here. I mentioned the Brasa and Pisco rotisserie chicken. I love it. 2 whole chickens with sides for 20 bucks on Sundays. So this is going to be a dish I'm going to make a lot on Mondays. The first thing you want to do is we're going to get our sweet potato biscuits in the oven. Great box that I picked up over at the Fresh Market. Pop them in a cookie sheet, and they're going to take about 20 minutes. And that's going to be our topping instead of a traditional puff pastry or pie crust. Now you're going to make a roux, which are equal parts of flour and butter. And then we're slowly going to incorporate hot chicken stock and warm half and half. Now you can see I already started on this, so the sauce is almost done. This is something if you wanted to do the day before, you'd then reheat it. It would certainly be thicker, and you'd thin it down with some chicken stock and a little half and half, or even whole milk. As long as it's whole milk is fine. Now the rotisserie chicken is so flavorful that we don't need to use a lot of seasoning, so I'm just going to use some of the Bell's poultry seasoning, because this time of year I buy so many boxes of these. I love that. Delicious sage and things like that. What I like about it too, it doesn't have salt in it, so whenever you're looking at any type of poultry blend, just double check, because I'd rather season on my own. Now over here I'm sauteing some mushrooms, just one small box, and I'm using some kale because I have kale in the house. These, I love to make kale chips for game day, so it's a little bit healthier than my husband eating the potato chips. So we're going to add that right to some sauteed mushrooms that I'm sauteing in a little butter, and again just a little bit of salt and pepper, and that's going to really work to give us that garden green freshness. Now, as the sauce is really starting to come up to the right consistency that we want to add some fresh herbs. So we're going to add a little thyme, and basically we're just going to pull some off, and then we're going to, you pull it away from where the stem is, and that will go right in there. Yeah, this is coming along really well. Now after, we want to show you with the chicken, I saved the bones because this is going to make such an awesome flavorful chicken stock. They're going to go in the oven when the sweet potato biscuits come out, and I'm going to roast these bones, and then they're going right into the soup. And then look at all this chicken meat I pulled off. So we have the chicken meat that's going to go in, and then we'll add everything else in a few minutes, and we'll top it off in our big cast iron pan, and ooh, lunch is going to be so good. We'll be back in a few minutes to continue. So let's pull apart, excuse me, not pull apart. I'm just getting hungry, so I'm thinking getting into eating them. Let's pull out the sweet potato biscuits. Don't those look fantastic? We're going to use that as the topping to make life easy. Plus, it just adds so much flavor. So let's take our sauteed mushrooms with the kale. Now, you don't have to use kale. I would not recommend spinach. It's going to get too watery in there. But obviously, if you have peas or green beans, this is just another way to slip kale into the family's dish and just give it some greens. So now we're going to add some diced organic frozen carrots. Again, simple. Now, on the pan that I cooked the biscuits, I first cooked up some turkey bacon. So I'm going to put that right in there too, especially if you can find the turkey bacon that has the applewood smoke, similar to the regular bacon. We're going to stir that all in. And this is a great way to use up potatoes. I had a few of the baby Yukon Golds just sitting there, and I thought, what am I going to do for that? So I'll use most of them, save a few for the morning for home fries. And now we have this really awesome. Look at this. That smokiness of the bacon is really going to come out. The vegetables, super creamy sauce. So let's go ahead and get our heavy cast iron pan here. Move those carrots out of the way. And then basically I've sprayed the bottom of the cast iron pan just to make it easier so it doesn't stick in the bottom. And we're just gonna put this all around. The thing I love to do is just put the pan right out in the center of the table and let everybody enjoy it. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull apart these sweet potato biscuits. Oh, they smell so good. Oh my gosh. And we're gonna put this as a topping, okay, just like that, just the way they are. It's gonna go back in the oven just for about 10 minutes till it starts to get bubbly, and then we're ready to serve. So by the time we come back, I'm ready to serve John Scalzi a really good skillet chicken pot pie. We'll be back in just a few minutes. There you go, John.
All right, here we go, Judy.
Kind of comfort, right? Just exploding. I think a
Oh,
lot
that's
of it
delicious.
is the different flavors. Using the roasted chicken from Brasa and Pisco, you get those Peruvian flavors, still really moist chicken. The sweet potato biscuits just bring it up another level of autumn comfort.
Yeah.
And I like using the kale with that turkey bacon in there.
Oh, it's delicious. That turkey bacon really adds a complexity to it. It's nice.
Good.
Recipes on our website, mysuncooks.com. Check it out. Judy, thanks once again. Home run.
Thanks, John.